You've been feeding him well, then, I hope.
He says, yes, we've Senior Enchanter Gwenail has actually increased the shipments, the food shipments here specifically to feed this wee specimen, or not so wee
I
specimen.
was gonna say, there's nothing wee about my Esbjorn.
Is it true that the Avar keep animals as their gods?
They're like are in between. They are our spiritual representation of our gods. If they're
Oh,
happy, our gods are happy.
so uh, you aren't a follower of the Maker then?
No, I'm not.
I see. The female mage asks, what did the Avarian gods think about mages?
We think that they're blessed. They're there to talk to the spirits, guide our Thanes, make sure that if there's anything we can do to prove our relationship with the gods, mages are very important to the holds.
Really? You think that mages are blessed? The mage's face is sounding like this is very foreign to them. It says, that sounds, that sounds really nice. And again, she says it in a way that it's awkward, like she's almost like, it's almost like blasphemous of her to say such things, that something like that is, feeling blessed would be nice. So it's sort of like weird when she says that.
I They are blessed, I think. You're all blessed.
It's very nice of you to say that, miss. How many mages were in your tribe?
Well, there's not too many. It's a very rare talent. There's usually maybe there's one augur who just talks to the spirits, and then he usually has one or maybe two apprentices at a time, but never any more than that.
And what do you do about Templars then?
Templars? We don't have Templars.
Well, yes, but technically they would see your mages as apostates. So, have you ever had any problems, run-ins with Templars?
Thankfully, we live too high for Templars. They don't like to make the trek all the way up to the Frostbacks, so our
Oh,
isolation helps us, I guess. Not that they could actually do anything if they got close. Our hold would never let them hurt our augurs.
oh, wow. You say some very interesting things, miss.
Oh,
Yes.
she's sort of like, yeah, you're right. I mean, well, yes. I suppose it's not the same here. Sorry.
No, it's we like learning about other cultures. As mages, we try to learn about the world as much as possible, especially since, well, we can't really experience it firsthand.
Well, that's how it was. Is, maybe, hopefully.
Well, thank you again, Miss Kenna. We'll be back again tomorrow for to feed Esbjorn. Good day, and the two mages will leave.
Thank you.
I think Andrea said she was looking for Razikale.
Yep.
You will find Razikale and Violetta in a room together, and Princess Violetta. It looks like she's reading a book when you're entering, and when when you arrive, she will look up and she will give you a smile.
Hello, darling. Rosie! And I throw my arms around Razikale.
It is very good to see you, Razikale says.
Oh, it's good to see you too. I've missed you.
I have missed you as well. You have been gone for many days, Razikale says.
Wow, your king's tongue is getting really, really good.
Princess Violet says, thank you, my dear. Razikale has been a great student these last several days. We've been going over a lot of the language, the King's Tongue language, she says as she closes her book. Yes, she says, Feathers has been very helpful these last few days. She has been a good teacher.
Well, I thank you for that, Violetta.
You're quite welcome, she says. It was a grand way to pass the time. Razikale is a very fascinating woman, I must say.
I would agree.
Razikale nods.
Rosie.
Yes, pretty.
We're going to Kalsharok soon.
Kalsharok, yes. We are going to meet my people, yes.
Yes. The king, yes?
The Black King.
Yes. So, when we get together as a group, I'm sure people would want to know what we're walking into.
Yes. I can tell them, especially now that I can speak better. Better? She asks. Yes, Violetta says. Or well, or any of the above. Well, Razikale says.
You can speak well. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. But don't worry, she says. If I need to kill things, I don't have to speak their language. Killing is universal language. Everyone understands that.
This is Lyle, my favorite. She's so great. Violetta, I think I should talk to you too, actually.
Oh? Very well, dear, of course.
Yes. Well, you know, I'm not one to trust easily, obviously, and I know that you know that I've had some difficulty accepting you into our group, yes?
I sensed that there was a little bit of discomfort, yes.
Okay. It was mostly because, you know, it seemed really out of the blue for me to be like, yeah, I'm from Tevinter, and then you're like, hey, do you know Bostwick? And that's, you know, someone I'm intimately familiar with. It seemed like too much of a coincidence. That makes sense?
Yes, totally understand.
Okay, that being said, I don't know what the group's going to say. I have a feeling Cedric is going to not want you to come, but I know that you're helping Hallie,
She nods.
and I know what you're helping her with.
Oh, she told you.
She did. That being said, you might be able to find the answer for that in Tevinter, yes? Since
I could possibly find the answer into Tevinter. Ultimately, though, there is, as I told Hallie, the fastest way to help her is by finding an object which would help me determine the full properties of her cursed item.
very good. What object? Where do I get it?
It's called the Eye of Andraste. The Eye of the Andraste is a magical artifact that is able to identify the properties of magical objects, including cursed ones. It used to be in my possession, but was taken away from me by the left hand of the divine himself, Leoden.
It's weirdly coincidental since I'm also looking for him, but
Oh?
different reason, and hopefully not a reason that I'm going to have much longer. But
It seems then that our goals align.
yes. So here's the thing. If you come with me, then you're going to obviously be talking to Bostwick and probably using his resources into Winter to find this stuff?
I can try. Just know that we didn't leave on the best terms.
Oh, great.
I sort of broke things off with him. But it might be. I think we're still friendly to one another. It just might be a little awkward.
Okay. Well, in that case, all right, follow me. We're both looking for Lealden, right? So now, you're helping me find Lealden. When you
Very
find
well.
Bostwick, you're helping me find him. And the research that you're doing is to help with
Of course.
that. And then...
It wouldn't even be much of a lie anyway.
Right. Well, the best lies are mostly truth, right? So that's what you're doing. You're there to help me with my mission for Bostwick that you know nothing about except that I need to find Lealden, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, all right. This could work. Okay. That's good. That's good. Okay. Do you need to know anything else to make this?
What other reason are we going to Tevinter? I suppose is what I'd like to know.
A specific? Oh, the whole group? Like in what we're telling
Yes,
Bostwick, or what's
I know
actually
what we're.
happening?
I know what we're telling Bostwick. So what are we covering? What actual task are we covering then?
Okay. So we are we found out that someone might be trying to axe King Kine, and my plan is to kill him first. And
Oh dear, somebody's trying to kill King Kine. That would be quite a
Possibly.
tragedy.
possibly.
He's a ridiculously handsome king as himself, who's done so much for Orzammar. I would hate to see that
Have
happen.
you seen him? I haven't. Just...
I have seen him, yes. Spoken to him, I have yet to have the pleasure. It would definitely be a bit of a dream come true if I did get to interact with him.
Very cool. Well, here's the thing. He's okay. He's either going to be killed, or this man from Hallie's past that I'm sure Hallie can tell you about later on. He might try to make it look like Kine's going to die, like put him in a really dangerous situation and then save him in the nick of time, haha, so that Kine likes him, type of thing.
That makes a lot of sense, yes.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, so we're going to try and stop that. And there's also something going on with Razikale and her people, right, Razi?
Yes. Would love to go back.
So help her, and I guess Cedric might need help there too. And I have some issues in Bostwick's mansion that I'd like to take care of too. Ken has given me some ideas as to how to take care of those issues, and I think I might want to do it her way. So. You might recall I told you before that there was a girl that I was worried about. Well, I didn't tell you, but Hallie told you. There's a friend. I have a friend that was in danger based on the information you knew. Yes?
Right, yes.
I'd like to get her out of danger. That way I don't have to worry about being blackmailed anymore. That would be nice.
It sounds like we have quite a laundry list then.
It's a lot. It's a lot to do. And I am really not looking forward to it, but it'd be nice once it's all done.
Happy to help as I can.
Very good. So that's what's going on.
Oh, and Andreia, if there is something specific that we need to get out of Bostwick, if he proves to be difficult to extract information from, I might be very persuasive, as she says that she holds up a strand of hair.
That might
in
be
her
necessary. He's pretty crafty. He has a way with words, so that might be useful.
She puts the hair away from whence it came. Have you seen Kenna, by the way?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she went to go tackle her bear.
Beautiful. If you excuse me, ladies, she says as she steps up. I am off to go speak with the princess, and she will take your leave and saunters away. Meanwhile, Kenna,
Yes.
you will hear a knock by the barn door. Knock, knock, knock.
I turn to see who it is.
You turn to see who it is, and it's Connor.
Oh, okay.
Hey, he says.
Hey, Connor.
He runs up to you and he says, so? I think I got it, he says, and he holds up the carved bird pendant.
It looks so good.
I made it out of alder wood. It should, I think this actually would go really well for Andreia.
I hope she likes it. It's not sparkly, but it's...
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you wanted it to be...
No, it's not you. I want it to be this way. I hope she appreciates it in this fashion. If that makes sense.
Yeah, because you and Andreia are really good friends, right?
I hope
He
to
says.
be.
Just friends.
Yes.
Oh, okay, Connor says.
Now I think we've had all the ships.
Oh, hey, Esbjorn. Esbjorn says he grunts over, and Esbjorn sort of starts licking Connor's, face. Okay, I missed you too. Hope that they haven't fattened you up too much here. Think the cooks would have a fit if they completely drained out all of the food stores while you were here, but you look pretty happy enough, so that's good.
He does, doesn't he? I've missed him so much.
So how soon before you all are gonna leave again? Connor asks.
It's been a long trip. I think we might stay the night and head off in the morning. I hope.
Oh, okay. Do you have any plans for the rest of the day? He asks.
I'm gonna make myself an outfit. It's gonna be so
really?
hot into winter. I think I'm gonna take off some of these clothes.
Okay. He says. He turns beet red. Connor turns beet red.
Are you alright, Connor?
He just is flabbergasted. And then you hear a voice say, "Cat caught your tongue, boy." And then in walks in Violetta at that moment.
Oh man.
Hello, my lady. I'm so popular today.
Why, hello there, my Varian princess. What is this about a new outfit that I hear? She asks with a smile.
It's just, I've got all these layers, and the winter's kind of hot, so he's thinking about cutting some of it up and making like a halter top or something. I don't know.
Oh, yes, absolutely. She says that's true. If you need some help with alterations, I can definitely assist you with that.
Could you please? Because I'm pretty sure it'd look disastrous if I tried.
And at this point, Connor's going back and forth between Violetta and Kenna, and feeling deeply awkward.
At this point, I think Theo's just gonna pop in and go, Connor, can I speak to you a moment?
Okay. Yeah, sure. Kenna, maybe I might see you at dinner tonight in the mess hall?
Sure, I'll probably be there. Thanks for everything, Connor.
You're very welcome. I guess I'll talk to you later. And
Bye.
he will leave and go with Theoben. We'll do Connor and Theoben while Violetta's having her conversation with Kenna. Hi, Theoben. What can I help you with?
Connor, we need to have a talk.
Yeah. Okay, sure. What about?
I observed that night in Navarra with the girls. I've seen the way you look at Kenna.
He turns beet red. Okay.
So I need to ask you something. and you have to be honest with me.
Okay.
He's so cute.
Have you ever parked the old nug, plunged the Paragon, ventured the deep roads?
What? No! What? No! No!
Then there's a few
No.
things you need to know, because there are consequences.
Okay. From you mean? He says as he flinches, as he winches back.
Yes. Now let's go find a room, and I'll talk it out with you.
Okay.
Stupid birds and bees talk to Connor.
Oh my god, Sam's face is so beautiful right now.
Only because I don't think, to be quite honest, I don't see Gwenaël doing that I don't see Gwenaël giving him that talk.
Exactly.
I think somebody else has to give him that.
Wants to make
So where
sure
are you
he
going?
knows what he's doing. Yeah.
Where are you going physically? Show me on the map where you're moving to.
We're a less populated area.
Yeah, we'll say that the mages here have left. Like, there's like a table here, and the mages have left.
Yes, we'll have a private talk about the intricacies of lovemaking. Yeah.
Oh my god. So wait, so you're giving him the whole? Are you actually giving him the whole father, son, birds and the bees?
You need to know.
Okay.
Oh god.
While you're giving him the talk, Connor says, Theoben, no offense, but this is kind of awkward. I don't know if I feel comfortable talking to you about this kind of stuff.
I just want to make sure that you're informed. You have this sort of bumbling, I don't know what I'm doing vibe about you, and it can be troubling when it's your first time and you don't know what you're doing.
Okay.
But listen, you'll be better for it. You'll be better for it. I know what I'm talking about.
Well, can I at least ask you something? Do you think Kenna, because this would be all moot if anything, do you think Kenna would even sees me in that way?
I think that we're all in a position where we're still getting to know one another, and it's all about building that relationship. I can't speak for Kenna. I don't know her that well, so I can't give you an answer to that, but just be patient, okay? These things fall into place if they're meant to be.
Okay. Okay. I guess continue, and you can continue it.
Feeling just as awkward as Connor is.
I can see Theoben like pulling out, like having like diagrams, like drawing pictures. So
you can draw sketches, you know.
The entire time, Connor's like, oh god, oh my god.
I can just see Connor like this the whole time, just looking through this.
And I want to say that there's probably things that are very like dwarf specific. Like it would be like when you start doing the anatomy, and Connor would be like, I don't think female humans have that. I don't think.
Oh, they don't? Oh, scratch that.
And if your beard gets in the way, you just do this.
Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh.
Wait, I'm sure there are ways you can use the beard if you decide to grow one.
Oh. At that point, Connor says, okay, no more. Stop. No.
If you braid it a certain way.
Oh.
They're gonna go
Connor's
all
just
day hard.
squirming.
Stop it!
Yeah, Connor's Theoben's actually going over all of this, and Connor's like, oh god, please make those breaths stop. Please stop. While Connor's having that horrific time, Violetta turns back to Kenna and she says, he's a sweet boy.
Connor? He is.
She walks over to you and she says, so, my Varian princess, I'm assuming that things went well for you all in Navarra.
It answered a few questions, but it opened up a lot more. It's just getting rather complicated. But
I see.
It was a good trip. I saw Malcolm. That's exciting.
Oh, I believe that's the Payton's Practical Products gentleman you were telling me about.
Mm-hmm. Here's his card.
This is very... Wow. The art on this card is very well done.
You did it.
Oh, of course he did. Is there anything that man can't do? She says.
What? Yes, okay.
Nothing, she says.
Violetta, do you have any scissors? Could we do this now? Kind of want to get into it.
I should be able to have something over at, with my other things. I should be able to help you make some alterations.
Cool.
I guess you guys will then go over to the bedroom, because that's where she's probably keeping all of her things.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. When she's getting the scissors and all of that, she says, can I talk to you about something? Now, this is the first time she's actually referred to you by your actual name instead of Princess.
Of course.
She says, Ken, I may ask you about something.
Sure.
I have to say that I wanted to say thank you for just being so welcoming to me. She says, I know that the rest of the group, they seem to be a bit uncomfortable around me, but you have been anything but wonderful. And I just wanted to make sure you knew I appreciated that.
Oh, you're welcome. I know what it's like to be an outsider, so I wouldn't treat anyone else like that.
Yes. I've next to Halaser, you're someone that I think I can trust with certain things, and if I'm going to be traveling with all of you, I figured that it would be a good idea for me to express part of the reasons why I am joining you, other than, of course, trying to help you all with your long laundry list of things that you're trying to get done.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to share some of this with Halaser, but she seems to be very busy with herself at the chapel right now, and I didn't want to disturb her. So I told Halaser that the main reason why I wanted to go on this trip with all of you was because I'm looking for help. I have a bit of a curse on myself.
A curse?
Nothing that has anything... I know, irony, of course. Nothing that was my fault. It was just somebody had inflicted it on me, and I was hoping that during our travels I might be able to find a cure for the curse.
Oh, what kind of curse are you... does it hurt?
No. It doesn't feel like much, and that's the problem.
I'm confused.
How much do you know about Elven lore? Elven religion, the Pantheon?
Is that just up to me, or do I...
You can roll if you want out of character.
Okay.
You can roll cunning, religious lore.
12.
12? I mean, you know,
I know of it.
very basic things, but not specific things. Like, you know that they have their own pantheon, they don't follow the maker. Beyond that, you know very little things. So,
I don't know much, I'm afraid.
well, the elven gods, they have many gods. Two of the main ones you might have heard of are Elganar, the All-Father, and Mathal, the All-Mother. Tales suggest that the relationship between the two of them, even though they technically can be thought of as spouses, they were not always harmonious. They didn't always see eye to eye, you see. So, the stories say both of them took it upon themselves to give themselves a bit of a contingency plan against the other. As irony would have it, they both separately turned to June, the god of the craft, to forge a mystical arrow. Mithal as the goddess of love, asked for an arrow of love, while Elgernon, the god of vengeance, asked for an arrow of hatred. Both love and hate can be used as very powerful weapons. Arguably the most powerful of all weapons, love and hatred. And so, the Sagitamorum, arrow of love, and the Sagittedium, arrow of hatred, were forged. I'm afraid I don't know much about the legend beyond that. I was hoping to be able to talk to Old Man Tangerine more about this myself, but I unfortunately didn't have much of a chance, so perhaps maybe at a later time. But at any rate, I do know that I was struck by the Sagittedium. Now, normally, I would be in a much more unstable state than I am before you. I dare not imagine where I would be if I was imbued with such insatiable hatred. No, but instead, since the individual who struck me with the arrow was not of the people, was not elven, its effects were only partial. In other words, it has made me incapable of falling in love or loving others.
I'm so sorry. That's awful.
It is. Being aware that such a feeling exists, yet never being able to experience it firsthand, it's difficult, challenging, especially when I know I felt it before. I told Halasair that I needed help in finding the cure, and I do know that the best efficient way of curing it is to find the opposite arrow, the Sagitamorum, arrow of love.
Right.
Have a non-elf strike me with it, and that would reverse the effects.
So we just have to find the arrow then?
Just have to, yes. That is part of the reason why I am coming with you. The other part was the part that I didn't mention to Halasair at the time. I'd like to tell her, but I suppose I could also confide in you as well, because to be quite honest, I trust Halasair, but I feel more comfortable with you.
You can tell me anything, my lady.
How long have you known Cedric?
A couple weeks now, since we all met.
Do you know what he was doing before you met him?
He was in a box naked. That's it.
Sorry, she says, the picture in my head is just lingering for a bit. Just give me a moment.
I know what you mean.
She's just sitting there thinking. Okay, well, I'll just box that. I'll just box that in the back of my head to be saved for another date.
Yeah.
So, as I was saying, she says, the other reason why I decided to follow you was because he, in particular, the uniform he's wearing, the burgundy outfit. The person who struck me with that arrow was wearing the exact same uniform.
That was out of character. Sorry. That wasn't Kenna. Okay. He was the person burgundy.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I was hoping to try to pick his mind a little bit, but to be quite honest, I'm slightly intimidated by him. Just a bit slightly.
Yes. He has that effect on people.
I can't quite put my finger on it, but something about him is just not right.
Well, I could ask him to see if he knows anything when he was on the ship. I mean, it was the people in Burgundy who put him in the box.
That would be helpful. Maybe in my presence, or alone if necessary.
Whatever you prefer. Would you like me to keep the whole curse thing secret, of course? It's very personal, it seems.
Yes, if you don't mind. But yes, that is the main reason. I want to try to get to the bottom of why they decide to strike me with such an arrow. I have my ideas. Well, I think I do know why, but I guess I'm trying to find where the rest of them are.
All right, my lady. Don't worry. We'll find your heart. We'll get it back.
Thank you, dear.
Could I borrow those scissors for a second?
Of course.
Could I go to Theo's bed?
You can go to Theo's bed.
Okay. I'm going to take one of the pillows on the bottom. Like, I imagine they're like the big fluffy goose feather ones, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to be very careful, and I'm going to cut the seams on both ends, and then I'm going to make it look like nobody touched it, so that when he falls asleep in bed, feathers will fly everywhere.
I'm sorry.
Nice.
What
Cute.
has Theo done to you out of character that you know?
It's hard for her to talk to Theo, so this is the best way she can communicate that, hey, let's be friends.
I'm not okay. I'm really okay with that.
Brings your goodness out of again.
And Andreia gets a nice pretty wood thing. I get pranks. Great.
Maybe if you do my hair, Theo, I'd give you something nice
You
too.
do not want Theo to do your hair. Really?
And then after that, we'll start working on the outfit. I kind of want it to look like Gabrielle's from Xena.
Yeah.
Like leather skirt, green top kind of thing.
Very cool. If anybody out there knows how to draw and wants to draw any of these outfits, I think that would be really awesome.
That'd be
Cool.
so cool.
That'd be very cute. All right. Is Cedric doing anything? I don't know if we've been doing anything with Cedric. Does he do anything?
Cedric-
He's the only one left.
Cedric's gonna want to find Andreia.
Sure.
So,
Then in that case, I guess Hugh will go off on his own.
yeah.
He can bond with Rosie.
Hey, there's a great lesson going on over here, Hugh. You want to join?
He could draw better diagrams.
Illustrations.
Hugh walks
everything.
in. I can help with diagrams. No, he says. Because I know what happens when you paint things, Hugh. No, Cotter says.
I'm really curious to see this. Paint, Hugh.
Says no. Anyone, all of these pictures are bad enough. Having Hugh paint them and have them, no. Connor
Okay,
says,
we need to
just
make it
no.
realistic, Connor. You need to understand.
Oh goodness.
Meanwhile, while this is happening, Cedric can find Andreia. I don't know where Andreia is now. Is she still with Razikale?
Yeah, but I'm sure Razikale can go do something.
So go ahead and move Cedric to where Razikale and Andreia are. And then you can roleplay it from there with Razikale in the room and decide what happens. Go ahead, Cedric.
Andreia,
Oh, so Ashwood.
do you have a moment?
Sure.
Hello, Broody, Razikale says with a smile.
She's gotten much better at King's Tongue.
You look much shinier than before, Razikale says.
I can.
And you can see that she's speaking much more fluently than she is before.
Yeah. Wow, your Kingston is a lot better.
I've been learning. Feathers has been helping me.
Feathers.
Violetta.
Ah,
She has feathers. She has
Oh.
lots of
I got you.
very, like the ones you get from cute animals.
Yes.
I like cute animals.
Well,
You'd like to go off somewhere, Cedric? Private?
yeah, sure.
Alright.
Remember the diagrams, kids.
We're just meditating.
If you want to, the room on the southwest is available.
Do you mean like?
Southwest.
Yeah, over there.
Okay.
Yeah, right there. Right there. That room is available.
All right. Whoop. I'm here. Oops, sorry. I can't. I'm zoomed out too far. I can't control it.
Okay.
So-
Yes.
We're going to Deventer next.
Yes, we are.
How do you feel about that?
Not so great, but I'll feel great once it's all done. How about you?
I'm a little concerned.
I'm concerned about you. Here's the thing. You know as well as I do that there are blood mages in Deventer. And it's
Yeah.
not illegal.
Yes.
So you have to leave it alone. And I know it's not easy because it's not easy for me, but we don't need you getting yourself killed fighting blood mages in Deventer. It just won't work. However, if we do find some blood mages who, maybe are standing in our way, I'll be totally cool with you just going Templar on them. But I'm just saying, like you might get yourself killed if you go a little too crazy in the moment.
I
But-
understand. I'm well aware of the situation, and I'll be mindful of my surroundings.
Okay. So, what was it you needed to know?
Andreia, you fought in the arena, yes?
Yes. 12 years.
And I'm guessing within those 12 years you have killed people.
Yes. Many.
Right. Well, let's just say I'm very new to this whole fighting other people to the death kind of thing.
Okay. We'll say that.
What's it like to
Ugh.
take someone's life?
Okay. To be honest, this is one of those things that I typically don't tell people the truth about because it makes me sound like a psychopath. The first time was really hard. The first time when it happened, I killed a man, and there was cheering. The crowds were really excited, and I did it because I would have died otherwise. But afterwards, I went backstage and I threw up, and it was really upsetting for me. But that was 12 years ago, and not to sound cynical or whatever, but I've killed a lot of people since then, and I don't remember their faces or their names. I know you're supposed to feel something in regards to it, but it stopped hurting and it stopped being upsetting years ago. I don't know if I could have carried on if it kept upsetting me, so it stopped upsetting me and I was able to keep doing it. I know that's not normal, and I know it's bad. I don't even want to know how bad it is, because it makes me sound awful, but taking a life is not hard for me anymore. At some point it stops being hard. It bothers you less and less the more you do it, and I know that's not necessarily a good thing, but it is true. I don't even think about it anymore. If it seems like it is me or another person, I typically choose me. And if it were one of you guys, my team, or another person, I will choose you guys. And it won't weigh on me, but in the beginning it weighed on me a lot. If you have not killed yet, Cedric, the first one's going to be really hard. And I know you well enough to know that you have a pretty high moral standard, so I know it'll probably be even worse on you than it was on me, so. But it gets easier, which, like I said, is worrying, but it does get easier.
I see.
I assume you're asking because you know that there's a possibility of this happening very soon?
Yes, that's exactly the reason why. I was meaning to ask you sooner, but I couldn't work up the courage to ask you. I mean, how bad does that look on me? Like, how am I supposed to protect mages and people from mages if I'm, like, so new at this that, like, people don't trust me?
I trust you, Cedric. But, you know, killing doesn't make you brave. And not knowing, not ever having had killed someone does not make you less effective at doing what you need to do. You need to, in the moment of battle, you need to focus on the battle and focus on the task at hand, and afterwards you might be able to reflect, but during the battle itself, just do what needs to be done. Let your training take over. You've been training your whole life for that reason.
That makes sense.
I wish I could tell you it would be easier or harder or whatever would make you feel better, but the truth is, I don't know. I hope it hurts, because it should hurt. But I hope it doesn't ruin you.
Well, that makes two of us then. I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping that it wouldn't affect, like, that you would say that it wouldn't affect me as much, or just it in general, because in my line of work, it's something that isn't necessarily avoidable.
Mine too.
Yes.
But yeah, like I said, just try and keep your faith up that you're doing the right thing, and know that you have friends who are standing with you, and your maker, I guess, is looking at what you're doing as the right thing, and it'll be okay. It's going to be hard, but it'll be okay.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you alright? I know you said before fine, but it was obviously not fine, so are you alright?
The
No.
mausoleum, or whatever it's called, out of character. The burial site that I went to. They were my parents. Maybe not of this body that I am in, which he'll say kind of like, that's an awkward
So
thing to
messed
say.
up, yeah.
I believe that the memories make the man, and they are my memories. So they are my parents.
I agree.
And visiting the tombs or the grave site of your parents is not always easy.
I imagine that's true.
I will be fine though.
At least you know where they are. At least you can, you know.
Yes. I understand not everyone has that luxury. I've bothered you too much.
Cedric, you're not a bother to me. You're just a bit broody is all.
Right. Sorry for my broodiness.
It's alright. It's alright. Um, so to Vinta tomorrow, you, before you go, you're searching for this Tessa girl.
Yes.
Okay, when we get there, we're going to have to pretend a little bit that you guys are helping me with my task, and you don't know what it is, and I'll tell everybody as a group what it is. It's no big deal anymore. But for the time being, we have to act like we are super good friends with Bostwick, and he is our bestest buddy, even you. And we can get him to look for information for her, if you'd like. We might be able to find her.
Bostwick is also the man who knows Traliff Thompson, is he not?
He is. And while we're on the subject, Violetta can make him talk, if you want.
Oh, he'll talk.
Yeah, well, like,
He'll talk.
maybe hold the torture off till we're almost done there and we don't need him so much anymore.
Fine.
Like I said, you have to play nice at least at first.
Until we solve your problem, right?
Right. Yeah.
I think I can do that. If that is what you're asking, I can do that.
Good. Good. Okay. Well, wonderful. Oh, we should probably find other people and stop being so depressing, because that's what we're being right now.
Yes, I feel like a good sparring session. Where is that boy Connor?
I don't
He's having
know.
so much fun. He needs to get back into the business of things.
Meanwhile, while this is happening, Kenna and Violetta have finished making the alterations
Yay!
on their dress, and I think is this for Kenna? Is she putting on the dress?
Yeah, this is for her.
My lady, you are absolutely stunning, she says.
Well,
That outfit fits you so well.
it's kind of cold.
She says, I understand, but like I said, where you're going to be, it'll probably be the best for you. Oh, honey, I wish I could fill out a dress like the way that you do. I just don't have the right curves in the right places.
Well, honestly, they get in the way most of the time.
She says, well, you definitely look absolutely beautiful, my dear. And as she's saying this, you hear a hoot, hoot from up above.
Oh,
Hoot, hoot.
Acorn!
You look up on the rafters and you see Acorn has actually been standing there, and he's looking towards your direction, the two of you. Just Acorn.
Acorn, what are you doing up there?
Acorn hops off of the ceiling and flaps over towards you and kind of lands perched on the bed, on the the side of the bed, the little, you know what I'm talking about, the end of the bed. Whoo, whoo.
Oh, just stay right there, and I'll go get my staff, which I'm sure I have
Okay.
on me. And
Oh, yeah, you can.
yeah. And then I'm going to hold on. I wrote it down. I'm going to.
By the way, Cedric, part of me was a little disappointed that Kenna didn't come with you and decide to speak with the flowers in the mausoleum.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like,
Speaking
oh,
with the
man.
flowers.
I could tell you.
But that's okay.
Dang.
That's okay.
The next
all right.
playthrough.
Yeah, the next playthrough, you can decide to bring Kenna with you.
So, I'll put my hand. I'll let her perch on my arm if she's willing.
Yeah.
And then
you're gonna have to make a roll for that. I think that's communication, animal handling,
Got it.
or nature. I'm assuming you have something like
Oh,
that,
yeah.
don't you? If a focus, yeah.
Only a 13.
That'll be enough.
Okay.
Acorn will fly and
I'll take my staff and I'll close my eyes and I'll say, I call upon the spirits that guide my people, allow my words to pierce the veil and commune with the beasts. And I'll peek my eye. Acorn.
So while you're doing this, Violetta looks very, very interested in watching you do this, cast this spell. And Acorn will say in a very... I can't do the voice very well, but think it's got a very motherly tone to it. Think Angela Lansbury, Mrs. Potts from Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast, Mrs. Potts, Angela Lansbury. I can't do her voice, but Acorn says, "Oi, I can hear you, dear."
Oh, how are you? We haven't had the chance to talk.
Well, that's just because you're not listening, my dear. I must say, though, that you look very pretty. You must be attracting many other trees around you without outfit.
You think? I love trees.
Oh, yes, I do. So, what is it that you would like to ask me?
Well,
I'm assuming since you cast the spell, you wanted to talk to me about something.
of course.
As you should.
I do. How is Owlet? I haven't seen him. How have you guys gotten along?
Owlet has been... Go ahead.
I was just asking if the mages have been nice to you.
The mages have been not exactly sure what to make of Owlet, to be quite honest. They seem to be asking him a lot of questions. I'm not sure if he's satisfying them with answers that appeases them, but it at least gives them much to think about.
Have you guys gone to the garden yet to see the orchards?
Oi, that's where he's been planting himself. He's been trying to work the crowd, as he says, amongst the trees there, but they seem to be very shy, not nearly as talkative as he is.
Maybe I could talk to the trees for him.
If that's something that you can do, I'm sure he would appreciate it. He's very persistent.
I've noticed. How did you two meet?
Oh, it was a long time ago. I actually was born in its branches back in the day.
How sweet.
Yes, he wasn't, I suppose, quite Owlet at the time when I was born. That came later. I'm not sure how. Eventually, he started to move, much to my surprise, and it was my home. I didn't feel any need to wander off too far, and we've been inseparable ever since.
That's lovely. Violetta, do you want to ask Acorn anything?
Violetta, this entire time, has just been watching this carefully and says, "So you actually are talking to it?
Aye.
What is she saying?" Violetta says, because she doesn't.
Right.
The bird is like talking to you, and you're talking to it, but it's not. Yeah.
Just asking her about her past, and she says she thinks my outfit's lovely. She's a very beautiful bird.
Can you ask what are some of Old Man Tangerine's favorite food to eat? I'm trying to get on his good side.
Acorn, do you know what Tangerine's favorite foods are?
He lives a very simple life out in the woods, but every now and then I do see him try to ground up some nuts and form a little bit of a sweet paste with the sap and the syrup from trees and makes a little bit of a snack. I don't know what he calls it, but it's sort of like a nutty, sappy, porridgey kind of thing.
He likes like a sappy porridge with nuts in it.
Sappy porridge. I think I might be able to make something even better than that, Princess Violetta says. Perhaps some oatmeal or cobbler. Nutty cobbler. Any particular fruit he likes especially.
Any fruit?
Anything that's not citrus. He doesn't like tangerines especially.
That's ironic. That's...
Well, the reason why he got the name was ironic.
Oh. No citrus.
Oh, that's ironic.
That's what
Violetta
I just
says.
did.
Great minds, Kenna, great minds.
Indeed.
Your 5 minutes is almost up, by the way.
Yeah.
So you know that the spell is about to end soon.
Okay, Acorn. Well, fortunately the spell's gonna end, so I won't be able to talk to you, but I promise I'll always keep my ears open.
It is a pleasure talking to you, Kenna. You seem to be... Personally, I consider you to be a lot more pleasant than the other four.
Ha! Me too.
You seem to understand us best. That odd green one, too, seems to be all right as well. She's talking about Razikale.
Yes, that's true. Okay, Acorn. Well, we're just gonna go outside, I guess now, show off my outfit, I guess.
If you don't mind opening the door, that'd be wonderful. Thank you.
Of course. I'll see you later, Acorn.
You can open the door and Acorn will fly out of the room. You can see Violetta just leaving Kenna's, well, not Kenna's, everybody's
Sure,
quarters.
the quarters.
Bedroom quarters.
Violetta.
Hello, dear. I was actually wondering how your prayers were going. Is everything going all right?
No, everything's not. And
Oh.
she falls into that step. Like if Violetta was heading that way, now Hallie's heading that way too. Arm has slipped right around Violetta's, so yeah, she's not going anywhere. We're going together or not at all.
Should we find a private place to chat?
I think that would be a delightful idea, and thank you.
Of course. I'm sure we can find a private room. There's a lot of places. We'll just say that you
Yeah.
pop yourself in one of the private rooms.
Just nowhere near the stairs. Cedric.
So, Halaser, tell me what's on your mind. I don't suppose you've had any leads as to the whereabouts of our friend.
Not yet, no. Somehow I feel that our best way of tracking him down is going to be through Gwenail. But if I find anything else, of course, I will keep you informed.
I was also wondering about the young boy, Connor. Do you think he would not have some connection or knowledge of how to contact Lealden?
He might have some connection, but my gut tells me that it is not the right time to ask. It feels like the boy is trying to figure out his own truths.
Very well.
Although certainly, if you have befriended the lad and you wish to ask your own questions, I am not going to stop you.
He's a sweet young lad.
Yes.
I rather like him.
I do too. I wish he had more of a chance to find his own path without being constantly guided. But
I see. I've said hi to him a few times, but between you and me, I think I scare him a little bit, or at least intimidate him.
He appears to be easily intimidated.
Yes, and I find that absolutely adorable, she says with a grin.
He is adorable.
I will keep that open as an option for myself. But as I said, if I learn anything, I will absolutely let you know.
Wonderful.
And she'll take a look around, make sure all was really, really private.
Yep. Nobody's there.
The curse continues its... I believe the curse continues its effect on me, but over the past several days I've also had reason to question whether or not it is the curse or it is something else.
What's happening? Are you feeling sickly? Are you feeling weak? Are you feeling pains?
I'm feeling none of those. I'm feeling as healthy as ever.
Really?
However, the complexion issue is still there, and
Of course.
I've been shrinking in most areas, and I have grown very alarmingly in others.
Would you mind if I see?
I don't mind. And she'll just strip. I'm assuming that in their previous examination, she's like, I'm assuming that she's seen everything, so she will
she has.
no hesitation and just
Yeah.
like strap.
Yeah. And she doesn't flinch.
Yeah.
When this is, she's dealt with similar things like this before in the past,
Of
so she
course.
doesn't even flinch. So you do, and is it like, are you completely?
Completely. No shame.
Okay. Well, I will say though that at first, of course, when you're stripping down, she's not phased at all. However, once you actually pull the trousers down, her eyes are going to grow rather wide in quite a bit of shock.
Yes.
Like, okay, almost like I've dealt with a lot of things in my life, but this I've never dealt with before. So her mouth goes slightly agape. Oh.
Yes.
Now, that is something I have to admit I was not expecting.
Me neither.
Huh. The symptoms are very peculiar.
Yes.
She actually starts to get a little bit closer.
Sure.
And she's saying, well, it's certainly continuing to develop whatever it is it's trying to develop. But in order to find out if this actually has anything to do with the curse or not, I'm going to have to do a proper examination, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.